It's a very long, what is that? That's a stand up, right? But it's a 4-person stand up. Here's your more conventional stand ups. There's a 2-person one over there. Lots of 1-person ones. That guy's got a, does that one have a dog? I think so. These women are sitting down while they do it. Hi, Sorapi. Hello. This is Dana Point Harbor here in Southern California on a overcast Sunday morning. There's the harbor entrance right there. Good morning, Lordy Claus, Lordy CSIS. I'm doing well, thanks. How about you? I'm trying to eat my breakfast here as I prepare for my day of work. So I'm here at the harbor, which is close to my first student. And that one's got a whole family out there. Or there's a dad with some kids. Oh, it's a mom too. Isn't that neat? So in the video that I made last week about what I do for a living, I forgot to mention that I spend my Sundays teaching young people how to drive. It is a beautiful day. Oh, turn that around so you guys can see. Wow. Lysius LOL. Doing good. Just got me some toast ND coffee and turned my comp on. Your comp is your computer. And what is toast ND coffee? Toss. What is that? There's a very loud bird above me, making some noises. Anyway, good morning, everybody. So in an effort to try and do this more often, it's just try to find more opportunities to turn the camera on. It used to be a long time ago, I used to suggest to people to do this on a daily basis. Toast and coffee. Oh, okay, I get it. Toast and coffee. Oh, hi. My A key is kind of buggy. Is that right? Oh, okay. No problem. So yesterday was kind of fun, turning the camera on at, whoa, what the hell? It's a big crane thing. Turning the camera on at IKEA. That was interesting. Just thought I'd share that experience. Really what I was trying to convey was just how many people were out there doing their things. You suggested this to other people. Yes, Jonathan, Jonathan, you know exactly what I meant by that, didn't you? Here I am, now the tables are turned, aren't they? Huh? Isn't that funny? Life, you. I didn't quite say it, but that's exactly what I was thinking there. What Jonathan's referring to is that when I was living in Japan, a lot of times people would write to me from not Japan and ask, how do I get into vlogging and do that? And the thing that I would suggest was try to make a video every day. Just turn the camera on, no topic, no agenda, nothing. Don't even worry about it, and just talk for a little while. And my advice from afar, from Japan, was that, oh, it's easy. It's easy. Just do it, and it'll come. And if you keep it up for 6 months, your vlogging style will emerge. Well, now the tables are turned, and here I am in not Japan, and finding myself wanting to be a vlogger again, and finding myself without really much to say. And I didn't realize before, when I was living in Japan, just how much of a crutch Japan was to that, right? Because you literally can turn the camera on anywhere there, and there's something interesting happening, if not around you, to you. The landscape around behind is fascinating. And there's someone from Motomiya, Japan, just dropped by the website. Welcome. Look comes a pelican. Jonathan, you're smiling, yeah, or winking. There you go. Yeah. Well, there is something interesting about that right there. Okay, what you're seeing right there. I only learned this recently, like within the last year. But that's where my dad is interred. My father is. Do you ever remember? Has anyone ever seen? If you follow my videos long enough, I would sometimes refer to bones at the bottom of the sea. Stop, little pregnant pause there. That reference was to the fact that I knew my dad's cremated remains were somewhere in the ocean. I've for a long time thought that they were off the coast of Ventura, where I currently work. I thought that my stepmother, Sandy, had deposited his bones. A friend of hers had a boat, and of course my dad was cremated, so his remains were in an urn. And she told me that she had taken a boat out into the ocean and dumped Dad into the sea, which is thank you, Sandy, for doing that. Sandy may actually see this video. Is there a hash? I got a hash brown too. Bonus hash brown. I went to McDonald's. I know it's not the healthiest thing, but anyway. So I don't know why I got it in my head that Dad was buried somewhere. The Dad's bones were off the coast of Ventura, but she corrected me recently, within the last year. Told me they're right there, literally right outside the harbor entrance. So she and her friend got in the boat, took the boat, I guess, right over there, and poured Dad over the side. So, hey, Dad. So if you've ever seen me refer to bones at the bottom of the sea in my vlogs in Japan, that's where I was referring to, and that's where the bones are. You have suggested this to others. Yeah, nice to see you, E. Hello, E. Hold on a second, I'll take another bite. Here come some more people on the paddles. Take a look. So anyway, I have something I'm going to do before I go to work. Because I do have something to talk about. I have something I could talk about every damn day, and I might. I want to talk about one of the, what is it? How many objectives and principles do I have in this book now? I think there are 7 objectives. And 25 principles. So 7 plus 25 is 32. So I have 32 things that in this thing that I can share with you. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you, E. Konocho Palden Tengre. Ow. Oh, hi. 7 objectives. Yes, 7 objectives. 25 principles. Yes, 25. 32 things. Your math is good. Hey, there's Mully. Hey there, Mully. Hi, friend. How you doing? Greetings from Mully from Dana Point Harbor. You're heading to bed. Yeah, well, I guess it's late where you are. I'm just starting my Sunday here where I am. Hey, hey, Mully, just a point before you go to bed. Do you remember I told you that my dad's bones are in the sea somewhere? Right there, right outside this harbor mouth, right there. That's where my dad's ashes were interred, tipped over. And oh, you saw that part. Okay, so I didn't realize that until recently, and I spend every weekend here. This is where I do my weekend job. So as a driving instructor. Yeah, it is nice. I always, whenever I come here and sit here, I always think of Dad. And I typically drive my driving instructor students. I have them. I'll show you all that where I am right now. It's a little point right here. It's an island actually here in Dana Point. And over here, that's San Clemente, and San Clemente is down there. Dana Point is over there. Dana Point proper. Here's the harbor over here. It is a nice place. It's a very nice place. I wouldn't mind spending the rest of my life here. Dana Point is literally probably the nicest place I've ever known. It's nicer than Santa Barbara, Humboldt. The guy over here, I was just walking by and there was a guy over here with something big on the line and he pulled it up and it was a lobster. Imagine that. So yeah, although Yumiko and I are going to go check out Oceanside. We were going to do it yesterday, but something came up. Oh yeah, something came up as we took Emily shopping. Yeah, they're not Maine lobster. They don't have the pinchy things, Molly. They're just like, it was a big giant lobster. We got all kinds. I didn't know there were so many, but the guy pulled up the fishing thing and there was a big old lobster on the end, holding on tight. It's just the start of the day, so all the pleasure craft are heading out. There's the Catalina Island is about 20 miles out, so a lot of them are heading out to Catalina for the day. Hopefully the sun will burn off. Anyway, how much time do I have? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to read first objective from my book, Going Alone. Now, Going Alone I wrote this book for a very, very specific reason. I wrote this book as an answer to those who, take care, Molly. It's good to see you. Let's see you soon. And I wish you all the best. Say hi to Tomoko and little Opie for me, okay? Give him Opie a pat on the head. And have a good day tomorrow. So anyway, I wrote this book well, thanks, Molly. Will do. I will tell them that. They're off doing furniture assembly today, I think. Let me take another bite of my thing. I wish I would like to try those sub things, huh? We've got inflatable ones. Well, I wrote Going Alone. I didn't really write it intending to write it. It came about through my journals and my logs of my experiences coming back to America and in the desert. What is my current work? I'm an IT and information technology project manager. I currently work for the city of Ventura, California, 100 miles north of here. And right now, on Sundays I teach teens how to drive. Yeah, you surf. I haven't surfed forever though. Not forever. I do surf, but it's getting hard. So when I wrote this book, as a result of that, but then when I was finished with it, I realized, oh my gosh, I have a record and a catalog of the experience of discovering a universe that we're all alone. That all we have is one another, like those two gentlemen out there have each other. We don't have anything else looking out for us. Basically we're on our own. That's what going alone is. Going alone is going into the universe and discovering that fact. But so the first part of the book, all the way up to about, there. Let's see where's the start of the book chapter called. Here, there's a chapter here called The Good Life. So what is that about? 2/3 of the book is the adventure and experience of going into the wilderness alone and realizing that we're all alone, and now what? But then I didn't want to leave it with a sad ending, right? What do you do with that, right? So I wrote this part, which is called The Good Life. Because my response to that was to try to say, okay, well, if we're all alone, if good and bad are not written upon the stars, and if there's no God to look after us or to save us from ourselves, then what are we to do? And what I decided was I was going to catalog. Well, like a man alone on a desert island, I'm going to look around at the resources that I've got and try to figure out what I can do and how I can make good. That's I think that's a charter boat right there. I heard a funny joke yesterday. So someone rescued a man alone on a desert island. The rescuers finally came and picked him up, and they noticed he had 3 huts on the 3 huts on the island. Well, he started showing them around. He said, "Well, that's where the first one there. That's one where I live, and the second one there. That's a church that I made." And what's that one over there? Well, that one over there, that's another church. But I don't go there anymore. I thought that was so funny. I don't go there anymore, so I built a new church. So anyway, my response to all that was to write a chapter in a book, and then a subsequent book called The Good Life. So this chapter here, The Good Life, which isn't very big. And by the way, you can have a free copy of this if you just email me. I send free copies to anybody. It's right there. That's the whole chapter right there, this big section right here. So later then I took that and I wrote another book that's basically finished. I have about 3 big sections, 4, 6 sections that I need to write to finish it off. But it's all the writing work is done. Yeah, send me an email, dinnerbytheriver@gmail.com. I'll send you a free copy, autographed, anywhere in the world. It's what I do. There's another heron. Hey, big old heron. Don't blow on me. So anyway, and this book is illustrated by Emily. Let's see, does this one have any illustrations in it? Oh no, this is an older copy. It doesn't. A big quacker. Yes. Do you remember Quackers the duck? So anyway, when I realized that I was all alone, that we're all alone, that we don't have anything other than each other. Thank you for the free copy. Yeah, and you're very welcome. And if I haven't sent you one, if I promised you one and I haven't sent it, there's a reason. It's because Emily keeps making new drawings for the book. She's adding. See, like this empty space here is going to be filled. Every chapter be filled with a beautiful illustration by my daughter, and she keeps making one at the rate of about 1 a week. And I keep holding off sending books to people because I want to get the newest illustrations in there. So sorry, she just made one yesterday as well. So that sets the whole thing. And when she adds one, I have to add it in. It takes about a week of cycling before I can get the latest copy. But then she's produced another copy. Well, anyway, so I wrote this, The Good Life, and I did it totally selfishly, right? I wrote these objectives and principles for myself because when I realized that I had nobody to turn to. Hi, the Gimp Stick. Is that you, Gimpy? Speed Gimp? I used to have a friend from the old days called Speed Gimp. You got the same Gimp in your name. Anyway, I wrote this for myself, right? I thought, okay, well, gosh darn it, if I'm all alone in the world, just with each other, and I need to catalog. I need something to guide my principles. I need some objectives to strive for. I need some principles to guide me, and that's where The Good Life came from. So I'm going to share just the first one. I'll read it. It's very short, very short. So that's it right there. See, there's the 7 objectives, and then they're all cataloged there, and then the 25 principles. I'll read it, and then I'll leave it at that, because I probably better get going off to my students. Oh. And by the way, there are sea lions in here. They go bark, bark, bark. There's a hole. Know yourself before you go and know others. That's good advice. Didn't Socrates say that? See all the people coming on their one-ups? Soaps. Hey, hey, hey. It says, Kom Chok Pal Den Tengre. What is that? Is that like some sort of Buddhist sutra or something? Would love a copy of your book, but I still need to finish reading the pile of books next to my bed. Good thing I've read everything from the website before it became a book. Oh, well, good. Jonathan, you're on top of it all. Yeah, Jonathan, I admire that you've got a pile of books by your bedside. I do too, and I'm so slow in getting through them. I got distracted this last month by someone. I made a friend, like I have friends. He's actually a coworker, and I would consider him a friend. And I learned that he had been active duty in Afghanistan. I caught you live, finally. Yes, you caught me, Stephen. And someone just went to the website from Grangemouth, United Kingdom. Welcome. Feel free to subscribe to the website or join. Not that I ever send anything out, but maybe I will someday. Anyway, my friend and co-worker was telling me about his experiences in Afghanistan, active duty, combat soldier. My name is the Tibetan name. Is the Tibetan name I got when I sent a letter to Garchan Institute. Cool. Wow. That's awesome. Anyway, so I was curious about that, so he recommended I read a book called Lions of Kandahar, which is probably something I never would have read, but I did read it, and it was very interesting to learn what it's like to be in combat in Afghanistan. Wow. So anyway, as these people come by on the thing, I'll just read this one, The Good Life, and then I'll probably check the time and sign off. And remember, I do this every morning, every day. The very first thing I do is I get up. Well, two things. Well, first I wake up, I collect my dogs, leash them up, and I take them out for a long walk. And while I'm out for a walk, the first thing I do is I recite these 25 principles and 7 objectives to myself out loud as I walk every morning, and I linger on them a little bit. Isn't that a pleasant sight? And then after that, let's see. If you want a copy, just send me an email. Like I said, dinnerbytheriver@gmail.com. I will add you to my list and send you a copy. So then I do that. I recite them aloud, and then I read a chapter of the Bible. I read 2 Samuel 20, I think, this morning. You own your own way to life, and you commit it every day. Yeah, I do. Well, I want to remember it, and I want to refine it. Mostly, there's one of the principles. The first principle is the principle of war. The principle of war is to never to take on and challenge my ideas about life every day. And so by thinking these things through every day, I'm doing that, and they do grow and they refine, and I have gotten rid of things by virtue and changing them. That's my objective at the war. So I read 2 Samuel 20, and I think it was 20 this morning. That's the one where King David, an interesting one. It's an area that a lot of people cite when they quote the Bible. It's about King David's killing of Uriah after King David had seduced Bathsheba and gotten her pregnant. And then interesting how people often say that God forgave David. I've actually had believers tell me that. When they forget, just go a little further in the story, and God does not forgive David. He takes his vengeance out on David's newborn son, who God kills. It's an interesting thing. It's interesting how we look at the Bible in small bits. We can take out little anecdotes that can serve our ends, but when we look at the big thing, as Christians usually tell me to do, look at the big picture. Don't look at the small bits. The big picture is often even more revealing, right? So here we go. Let's read. Oh, there's a fishing boat going out. Be always ready to die. At all times, have every important life affair in order, my decided purpose, my household and finances, as well as my connections, obligations, responsibilities, and commitments. Have also my art in a state of readiness to carry on as my only real legacy and potential lasting memory after I'm gone. My last photo taken, my last sketch complete, my final word penned and saved, no letters left to write, no goodbyes left to speak, no one left critics, no one left to hug. To be ready now and at a moment's notice to loosen my grip when life is done all at once and then fall into darkness without a single back